Whether you're trying to land a promotion, connect with a partner, or build a reliable network, you are constantly trying to influence your world. Yet, most of us just stumble through our conversations, hoping our point gets across. But there is a distinct class of communicators who don't rely on hope. Master persuaders understand the mechanics of human behavior well enough to move millions of people toward a positive vision. These exact same skills can be wielded for the destruction of society. History shows how a master manipulator scales the principles of connection and language to convince millions to believe in a dark, catastrophic vision. To separate ethical influence from manipulation, we look at the foundation of the interaction. As this paradigm diagram shows, persuasion expert Kevin Hogan argues that sustainable, long-term influence relies entirely on a win-win philosophy. It functions when your goal is to help the other person get what they actually want. Ethical influence operates through a highly specific logical framework. We're going to break down 3 core secrets of social influence that you can use every day. Hit the like button, subscribe, and watch until the end for the final secret, which remains invisible until you know exactly where to look. The first secret involves the behavioral levers that govern human connection. Before anyone listens, they operate under 2 primary laws. The law of reciprocity dictates that when given something of value, we desire to give back. The law of friends shows we are strongly motivated to fulfill requests from people with our best interests in mind. We also carry deep-seated biases about who we consider a friend. Data shows people perceived as physically attractive are more effective at securing compliance. They close more sales, gather more donations, and are judged kinder and honest. But connection goes beyond physical appearances. When we let others perceive that we share their background, their attitudes, or their ideology, we can rapidly engineer a feeling of familiarity and trust. Even simple flattery acts as a powerful psychological lever, provided it is delivered with complete and honest sincerity. Generating this genuine perceived connection is the mandatory prerequisite, the foundation that must be fully laid before any active verbal persuasion can begin. Once that foundation is set, we reach the second secret, the specific architecture of language and how you code your message. In 1977, social psychologist Ellen Langer set up an experiment on the Harvard campus to test how people waiting in line for a copy machine would react to different requests to cut to the front. This chart shows the dramatic effect of a single linguistic trigger. When she asked to skip the line and simply added the word because, saying, "Excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the machine because I'm in a rush?" compliance spiked to 94%. The word because bypasses logical resistance. Since childhood, we are repeatedly told, "because I said so," giving the word a deeply ingrained authoritative weight that carries into adult decision-making. Another structural tool is the assumed knowledge pattern. By using phrases like, "you probably already know," or "you will soon realize," you validate the listener's intelligence and lower their defensive barriers. You can also manufacture immediate psychological trust by framing information as a secret. When you lean in and say, "I shouldn't tell you this, but," you instantly bond the listener to you. If you're finding these psychological triggers useful, make sure to hit subscribe. The architecture of language uses specific trigger words to navigate a listener's logical defenses. The final secret is strategic movement. It is the subliminal power of physical space. This floor plan shows a speaker giving a presentation for a charity. They start at a central podium. This is point A, a neutral zone used strictly for informational delivery. When it's time to discuss a severe community problem, the master persuader physically moves away from the podium to point B. By delivering bad news from here, they anchor negative emotions to that spatial zone. Finally, to deliver the solution and ask for donations, they walk to a third, entirely separate location, point C. They visually distance the positive solution from the negative problem. This is a technique known as strategic movement, and it is used by high-level public speakers and in television infomercials to guide an audience's emotional response. Physical space can be mapped and used to attach specific emotions to your ideas, often without the audience ever realizing they are being guided. Mastering these behavioral, verbal, and spatial levers provides a very clear view of the hidden structure beneath human communication. Equipping yourself with this toolkit is essential for your own defense. It allows you to spot and protect yourself against manipulators and conmen who operate outside the win-win philosophy. But you should also use these tools to take the offensive today. Next time you need a favor, use the word because, or test anchoring a positive idea to a specific area of a room. Understanding the psychology of persuasion allows you to fulfill your own needs while helping others. If you want to continue refining these skills, hit the like button, share this with a friend, and subscribe for more.